You don't know what that term means? I don't know that I want to tell you.
I'm not sure. Is it something to do with old people?
No.
What? I don't.
Well, maybe because you would think that a lot of old. You're going to find that more old people are into these kind of kinks because they're more extreme. And old people get that way. You kind of get bored over time.
Is it like a peeing on people thing?
No. It's men who like to watch their wives with other men.
Oh. That's weird.
This is the AirWreckRadio pre-show. Oftentimes, black men.
That's super weird. That's why would they have a name for that?
It's called. Well, there's subsections. There's a trick called the cuckold cleanup. Take a guess.
What?
He sucks the what out of her what?
Ew. No, he doesn't. Ew.
Yes, he does.
That's disgusting. The fuck is wrong with people? So are you excited, Corey?
About?
Talking to Jimmy Norton tonight. He's been doing a lot of podcasts lately.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, because he's promoting his special on Epix.
EpixHD.com.
Which you can get for free.
We haven't really done the start of the show. We just started talking.
I don't care.
Yeah, you can get it for free trial. It's American Degenerate is the name of the special. I've already seen it.
Have you?
Yes.
I saw that I had Epix yesterday on my Xbox.
Oh, cool.
But then my Xbox saw me seeing that I had it.
And said no.
And I became very uncomfortable with the whole affair and busted out the PS2 and started playing fucking Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yeah, no. He did Jay Moore's podcast. He did Brian Cullen's. He did
Brian Cullen?
I think he did. I might get you confused. I got a lot of podcasts on my list.
He did Joe Rogan and Smodcast.
He did Rogan Smodcast. He did Jay Moore.
I really enjoyed the Smodcast.
He did 2 or 3 other ones. I don't. I have so many podcasts I listen to now.
And he has so many podcasts that he's on, and ours is one of them.
Oh yeah,
isn't it?
No,
I think it is.
It's not.
In my world, it is.
All right, where is he calling you?
Right now. I'm channeling him. You fucking nobody.
Yeah, there.
I'm a nothing.
Okay.
Friends, I am a zilch.
That is exactly why there might not have been yet the reason to reach out to a said Jim Norton. I don't.
No, that's what he would say.
I know, but I couldn't. Listen, if O&A did us on Jocktober, I could deal with Anthony.
Oh my God.
And Opie.
I'd have a radio boner for a month about that.
I dream about things.
Yeah.
Jimmy, oh my God. I would cry.
That'd be pretty cool.
He's so positively mean. He's a sarcastic prick. He'd be like, oh, wait, I loved it. That's lovely, Nana. That's cute, Nana.
Well, Corey's into pegging, and he's not really here to defend himself about it right now. And for those of you who don't know what pegging is, it's when Corey makes a girl put a strap-on on and stick it up him. He's all about it, I heard. So anyway, that's what pegging is. And now that you're back, we'll stop talking about it.
Okay, so I did cuckolds. You did pegging.
I learned about it on Sex with Sandra.
Okay.
It's a sex education podcast.
Nice.
From California. This chick is she's a sex education specialist. Her buddy Menace does the show from San San Francisco. She's in L.A.
Is it a Riotcast podcast?
I don't know. Her buddy Menace is on the show with her. He is recording in the Spreaker studio.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I thought it was cool. That's actually what kept me sticking around with that.
That's cool. I've never actually seen another big-time Spreaker. A bunch of amateurs on Spreaker.
Yeah. I don't know if he's a big-time Spreaker.
Big enough that you found him.
In a niche.
And he's in their studios apparently.
Yes. In San Francisco.
I
Spreaker.
left my heart.
Ooh, that's very nice.
San Francisco.
I was gonna refer to Spreaker as the San Francisco treat and do the jingle, but I think you upclassed me, sir. This
Sex nerd Sandra, is this her?
No, but she's pretty good too. She's actually really good. Except that sometimes her audio is terrible because she's really quiet.
Okay, are we doing our show or are we doing a different show tonight?
I was thinking about that, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun to do a show that just talks about other podcasts? A half-hour show. The podcast week in review. In addition to
AirWreck, what are we doing? Because
AirWreckRadio presents podcast weekend review.
A half hour. Okay, but are we still doing our show with all the news research we did and stuff?
Well, yeah, as soon as you play the theme song.
Okay. But what are we doing right now?
Talking with microphones on.
Which I'm totally prepared to put on the internet somewhere.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
In fact, I'm going to use a little segment of this to play Raw in the beginning of AirWreck.
Whatever. Yeah, that's
something different because we've been coming on the intro for a long time.
I'm sure there's 20 minutes of audio here and probably 15 minutes of usable audio.
Well, I wasn't even for AirWreck. I wasn't even thinking that long. I was thinking we could do something else different with that. But AirWreck, I was thinking a minute, or 2 minutes, whatever. Because for a long time now, we've been coming in with the intro instead of having a little sound bit like we used to.
Yeah.
Now we have us bullshitting as a sound bit.
Yeah, and then do the intro,
and then do our normal
start
intro.
The show.
Yeah.
If we could only listen back to the first episodes.
By the way, it's about 8 minutes I got of usable.
Whatever. In my mind, it was 15 minutes, and I lived there. A perfectly nice place full of crazy people.
Or 1. Population of 1.
He's very loud.
No, that's my...
Oh. Yeah, you're very loud, too. I'm really happy that the wig is still on your fucking the beard. That's actually a beard.
Is it a beard?
Yeah.
Oh, is it your caveman beard?
No, it's Dave's caveman beard.
Okay, well, guess what? Dave lost his caveman beard.
Oh, no, he abandoned it.
I now have a microphone koozie.
That's cool. I've had a tribble for months now, so it's about time somebody skinned that bitch. This map of Fukushima nuclear power water.
It's pretty. I tell you what.
It's so awful. You're gonna love it.
Yeah. But one thing I like about Rogan is he does make sure to point out that he is just an asshole with a microphone.
Oh yeah. No, that's what keeps me listening. Is even when he's getting serious about stuff.
He's like, oh.
Except I'm so fucking tired of contrails, dude. It's fucking smoke from planes. You ever seen a car go down the road? That shit's not making fucking clouds. It's making exhaust. It's the same fucking thing with planes.
No, the contrails aren't even exhaust.
It's fucking jet exhaust. It's
not even exhaust.
It's a water cloud.
Are water clouds. They're condensed water vapor. And guess what happens when you condense water vapor?
That's what exhaust smoke is.
It creates a cloud. There's no extra. There's no. They're not. It's not. That's not what you're seeing there. Is the blown out chemicals like carbon?
Make the parallels with me for just a second. The ones that I'm making, because this is as far as I go with it. Because you're right. It's not the same as car exhaust. But how many cars are on the ground?
Fair point.
They all got on a cold morning. They all got smoke coming out of them. Even the ones that don't have smoke.
Yeah, so you can at least extrapolate your own answer. I see. So I got where you're going.
Isn't it kind of the same?
I felt the need to be actually correct, where you're saying all you need to be is kind of correct to be able to go with this story.
Right. I don't need much to know that planes aren't spewing maniacal fucking. I mean, are they burning fossil fuels in the sky? Yes. Mm-hmm. But are they I can't believe that there's people out there that think that's real.
For people who actually care, the carbon exhaust you actually really can't see. It causes light distortion, but it doesn't have a visual element to it.
Like the Predator.
That you can see from the ground.
Hi, I'm Chris, whatever his name is. Why don't you have a seat? Because he's catching a predator.
Yeah.
And a predator creates light distortions. And light distortions are created by carbon. Back to your point.
But that's why you only see contrails sometimes, and not all the time. It's just when the atmosphere conditions are correct.
But Joe
then it
Rogan,
can pressurize it.
I see them all the time, and I didn't see them when I was a child. What about that?
Fake
Joe Rogan.
First off, I'm not Joe Rogan. Second of all, how old are you, sir? Because there's a good chance, depending on your age, there weren't a whole lot of jet engines when you were a child.
Or how much time did you spend staring at the child and thinking those contrails are nuclear chemicals?
That's also that's the next point is until you're aware of something, you very rarely see it.
It's Fukushima all over again.
Have you ever bought a new used car, new to you, you really like your car, and then you realized how many other cars that you own are on the road that you never saw before?
Yeah. I just bought a Honda Interceptor.
Never seen one before in your life before you found yours.
Now it's like everybody has one. Well, yeah. I mean, and by everybody, I mean one guy who rides on 5 and 20, and possibly that same guy who rides up by the lake in Rochester.
Same color?
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I saw a white one, too, and that white one was sharp, I'll tell you. I'm going to paint this, I think, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, because it's so very... It's like a blank slate.
I kind of like it silver, I gotta be honest with you.
I like it silver, too. I was thinking like a gunmetal.
There's only... Oh, yeah, that's cool. There's only really 2 colors I really like on bikes. For like this style bike. Silver, black.
I think it would look sharp in like a really nice white. Folks, that's been your show tonight. Thanks for joining us on AirWreckRadio.
That was me channeling a little Opie.
Start a fucking show before I gotta get 2 more beers. It's fucking 10 after 9. God damn it.
You know, we were supposed to do this fast tonight.
We don't even have a guest. You know who our guest is? Coors Light. He's here talking through both of our mouths.
Oh, it's so awful. You're going to love it.
Well, here they come again. They heard that things were happening. With mics in front of faces, their lips begin a flapping. They talk about world and local news reports, and even Steph Michaels, cause she's a doggy whore. Corey says,
man, it's a goddamn joke. Corruption is abundant and the POTUS is a hoax.
Stacy says,
Man, I'd like to act, but Americans are lazier than most, that's fact.
so go get a bowl, a spoon, and some cereal, and sit your ass down. It's time for AirWreck Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking, and thank you for choosing AirWreck Radio. We'd like to apologize in advance if there's any inconvenience caused, but we're going down.
It's the 9th day of September in the year 2013. I'm Corey.
And I'm Stacy.
And this is episode 18 of AirWreck Radio.
18? That's like a snowman holding the broom.
Okay. All right. We have a stupendous show planned for you, our loyal Wreckheads. Stupendous.
I got stupendicitis. They took my stupendous.
I thesaurished the word great. Thesaurus.com.
Do you have that in front of you?
No,
piss.
I did this weeks ago. I've been trying to do as many versions of great as I can pull out.
Good. I like it. That's stupendous.
That's stupendous. We got a bunch of news, and even more than news, we have opinions to throw on top of them.
Ooh. You know what opinions are like? Assholes. And there's 2 of them in this room.
But only one of them has a cooler mic.
That's
fuck you. My mic upgraded 100-fold.
Your mic definitely is wearing a wig tonight. That wig is brought to you by the caveman party that I had here for somebody's birthday or something. I don't know. We fucking
themed party.
I think it was St.
hard-
Patrick's Day.
No,
It was
themed party
Tammy's
had
party.
to be one of your wife's parties.
It was Tammy's birthday party because it was St. Patrick's Day weekend, and the guy showed up and he was like, the pizza guy.
We were a caveman St. Patrick's Day party.
It was like everybody's dressed as a caveman. And it's St. Patrick's Day. And this guy's like been seeing leprechauns and shit all day long. And then he came here to a garage full of fucking cavemen and cave women. It was a very sexy party.
Yeah, there were some dirty cave ladies going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't really hold their hygiene against them, Corey. They live in caves.
But I'd like to hold my hygiene against them.
Ooh.
Hey-oh! Boom, 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 boom.
That's sexy. Kinda.
No, that was hacky. Welcome to the morning zoo.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's where that joke came from.
No, this is not a morning zoo show.
No.
This is an AirWreck radio show. And on this
For what it's worth.
AirWreck radio show, we've got a bunch of news for everybody tonight.
Before we get to the news?
I wasn't getting to the news.
Okay, well.
Fire away.
I just, real quick, wanted to sneak it in there. Special thanks to Hideaway Brewery, official beer of AirWreck Radio. Fake radio doing fake reads for real beer.
Currently, that real beer is Coors Light. So,
which is owned by the Ball Company.
yeah,
So.
Hideaway Brewery is not really providing us with much, except for the Coors Light that we're drinking tonight.
No. Literally, you provided us with the Coors Light that we're drinking tonight. Coors Light provided us with a retailable object that we purchased. But they did not provide us any advertising space or money or free beer. I would also take free beer. Though that's called payola, but I'm not sure that works the same way with podcasts.
Speaking of free beer, did you know, fun fact,
Fun facts.
originally, Bare Naked Ladies band?
I got a fun fact too.
You've heard of these guys?
I have a fun fact for them.
Their original name was Free Beer.
Yes.
In fact.
I did, in fact, know that, but I'm glad that you told the Wreckheads that. I had the grand pleasure of witnessing a live concert, free, at the Lilac Festival in, I would say, 1997?
7?
5?
Seems like it would be earlier than 7. 5. Sure, whatever. We'll meet in the middle at 5. 4.5.
Somewhere in that range. But it was definitely before anybody had ever fucking heard of them. They played the Lilac Festival.
Nice.
And I got tickets, and I was like young, and I got all fucking excited telling all my friends I was going to see Bare Naked
Hell
Ladies.
Yeah. I'm going to steal somebody else's story.
Nobody needs to know.
Nah, it's too late. I already told them.
Unless they're listening.
This is somebody else's story, but I'm going to say it like it's mine. I saw Kid Rock at the Water Street Music Hall.
Oh, yeah?
1998? When that December, they played the New Year's Eve MTV thing. Kid Rock did. It was 98, 97. I don't know. Whatever it was.
That's pretty cool.
I saw that and was totally there.
That was me.
It was definitely me, not some story I stole from somebody else.
Speaking of shitty places to see bands,
Who I do know.
Who that you really want to see, Youngbloods is coming to town.
Holy effing shit.
And they're playing the Montage.
Montage.
A
motherfucking montage.
Yes, thank you, Trey. First 75 people at the door, no cover and free.
Well, we better get there quick.
The 75 or so people that'll fit after that, no, I'm exaggerating. $5 cover. And you're gonna see, I'm sure you're gonna see Youngbloods do their full set, and I'm sure there'll be some fucking other band there. I'm sure by the time.
We should be like, hey guys,
I'm working on that.
Yeah.
I've been licking their balls for 2 months now.
This is actually great talk for the pre-show.
Oh yeah, we were doing the radio show, weren't we?
Yeah.
Oh well, then for that sake, now that we said thank you to Hideaway Brewery, also check us out on AirWreckRadio.com, the Facebook, the Twitter. Blah blah blah.
Vote for us on that stupid thing that's over, and now you don't have to vote for us on it anymore. Thank God.
No, those are primaries. If we make the final ballot, there'll be a lot more.
Yes. Well, folks, keep your fingers crossed that we didn't make it. Because I don't want to pimp it at you anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But if we did make it,
you're going to
I'm
hear
going to
it.
pimp at it.
Oh, we're going to pimp it all over the place because we have competition.
Hell yeah. Plus, like, I want to win that.
Fuck yes.
But if we didn't make it, whatever.
Our friends, Second Prince, over at secondprince.com, they are in the competition.
If they win,
I would also be happy with
I'm going to be jealous.
But happy at the same time.
No,
I can do both.
Jealous like a girl.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're going to slash their tires?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to throw beer bottles at them and stuff.
After we drank them.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, yeah, you don't throw a full beer bottle.
No, I'm thinking, we've got lots of
it
empties.
throws wrong because there's beer in there. Secondly, there's still beer in there, asshole.
No, I was thinking we had plenty laying around, but why don't we just make some new ones for this?
You don't want to embarrass a guy and have him smell like beer in the emergency room because he's all cut up from the bottle.
Also, maybe possibly new friends in the future. We might reach out to them and try to touch them in their lovely place, but I don't know if we should pimp them until then.
Who's them?
But another podcast.
Oh.
Ting Group. But
is that one of the pilots from the Oceanic flight?
Nice callback.
Ting Group.
Yeah. Podcast Ting Group.
Ah.
Bet you everybody else got it.
Oh God, it hurts my ears to hear you say it that way.
Well then, Pos. So we want to be very gentle how we say it, but all those other podcasts, while they offer you great quality free entertainment, and they're doing that. Fuck them right in their assholes. Vote for AirWreckRadio.
Or not, because the competition is over.
No. God damn it, the primaries are over, but we're going to be in the final ballot because our Wreckheads got us there.
I hope that's true. I don't believe that's true. We'll find out on a future episode of AirWreckRadio.
AirWreckRadio. You got anything new that happened to you, partner? Things and then such and things and such?
I do. Actually, I spent my weekend putting lights on my bike. Fancy blue lights.
Ooh.
They're on right now.
They're making it very romantic.
Yeah, I was not going for the romance so much as the badass blue lights on the bike.
Yeah, well, whatever.
But,
that's why you put fancy blue lights on your fancy silver bike. It's to draw attention.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at me.
Yeah.
It's like makeup. Why do you wear makeup? Look at you.
Yeah, look at me.
Yeah. What about you? Anything going on?
I just happen to be wearing a tight shirt. Look at my titties.
Not where I thought you were going to go with the what's going on with you question, but tell us about your band, Corey.
I'm wearing an AirWreckRadio t-shirt.
Yep.
Next
what?
Subject, question, whatever. No,
this is terrible.
Fuck off, this is terrible. You're an asswipe. This is brilliance. Everything we do is brilliance. Remember that.
Maybe forget that and start over.
No, fuck that. I got a job.
A jab?
I got a job.
You got a jab?
I got a job. Actually, more accurately, you got me a job.
Who did?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
I did that?
Yeah.
Man, I'm a nice guy.
And when you're pricked to me at work,
I'm
going to pot you down here.
Whatever. Everybody knows I'm not the fucking voice of this show anyway. I got no content to say, and
never. Never. You're not totally the entire news department.
I'm pretty much just a yes man here to tell you what's going on in the world and get the lips to flapping.
And, yeah, writing the catchy intros and stuff.
And writing catchy intros. Yeah, I guess I do that, too.
You're good at the catchy intro thing?
If you potted me down, I wonder what this show would sound like.
A lot of me monologuing, and I hate monologue podcasts. Hate them. I really tried. I do not like monologue podcasts. Have you listened to any?
You've done that to me before.
Yeah.
So
sure
I
have.
would just since we were there, I wanted to do it. I have never.
I was
listened to it.
gonna play with the bit. I had another question.
I've listened to Rush Limbaugh, and that's a single person monologuing.
Yeah. Okay. He's of the better sort then.
And basically, what you get when you listen to just one person monologuing is somebody with no external input, as their mouth is making words.
And sometimes dumb ones.
Sometimes it's helpful to have a second person in the room to disagree with you or strengthen your argument.
And as anybody who's listened to our show will know, sometimes I go, well, all right, you're right. You win.
How many of our musical guests have said, no, I only like to work with myself?
Yeah, not one.
Not a single one. Not a god. Even the ones that do currently only work with themselves.
Wait, well, playing the skin flute.
Gross.
I wish I had a 360 machine. A real sound effects board.
Oh.
That would
Thanks
be.
for informing me and the other rec heads. Because I am not radio savvy at all. I'm just here to talk at a mic and present you with the news.
Okay. Well, yeah, I got a job. My boss is a fucking asshole. I don't really fucking like it, but they tell me it pays every week. So, in order to provide you, our loyal rec heads, with a better listening experience, other than, I don't know, the last 10 minutes of this show.
And also the last 17 episodes.
Yeah.
Minus like 3 or 4 of them.
Minus 3 or 4 minutes of 5 of them.
Sure.
I'm gonna make sure I do my best to sink as much of my newfound income
Your
into
wealth.
this.
Your fortune.
Wealth.
And fortune.
Where can I park your car, sir?
You know, it's funny that you got a job this week because I also got a job this week.
Wait
And then
a
I
minute.
gave it to you.
Weird. I was like, wait a minute, you've had a job.
It's a small world.
It's a small world after
Hey,
all.
bro. Well, you got any further with that? You probably already.
I
have
probably
a
already
Walt
did.
Disney's
Yeah,
Frozen
I
Bed.
forgot. Fuck, you said the name. Don't do that. I forgot about that fucking
You sang the
asshole
song.
mouse.
It's the most recognized song in the world.
I know. I think we'll be all right though.
Coca-Cola is the second most spoken word in the human languages.
Fun facts, disgusting facts.
Isn't
If that's even true. That's
Coca-Cola?
gross.
No, that is true. I didn't just make that up.
Yeah, but the guy you heard it from might have made it up too.
And then I
He's
might
a
have
blithering
embellished
asshole as
on
well.
it a little bit.
What was that?
I might have also embellished on it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It was like the 17th.
Well, whatever. That's still pretty up there in the human language. There are 128 human languages.
So, did you see those fucking Buffalo Bills?
I saw their score updates.
What, Nancy? What'd you say?
I was at the mall with
Wait,
my wife.
what?
and-
You were shopping for antiques.
No, we didn't even have any money.
You're an NFL commercial.
Shut up.
You were an NFL.com commercial.
I was
You should have
using
been watching
NFL
on your
mobile.
Android.
As a matter of fact.
And you're a Verizon customer.
I know. I got score updates, and it looked pretty good for a
You
while.
could watch the game on your phone.
I had to walk and ride a motorcycle. Not a good idea to watch a game on a motorcycle. It's actually a terrible idea. I would rather drink than watch anything while
You're a
operating a
bastard.
motorcycle.
You're a bastard. Anyways, what I watched was a rookie team.
How was the game?
Fun. What I watched was a rookie team doing rookie team things with young man mistakes and young man injuries.
So that's the Patriots. How did the Bills do?
Funny. The Patriots, I would like to point out when I say team, I mean offense. When I said team, I meant offense.
Oh. There's an I in offense.
Really?
No.
I would like you to tell me where that is. The defense did a good job of fucking keeping pressure on Brady. And one thing I liked about this defense is they really run a variety of defensive packages. It's a lot like watching a college team, and that's fun because Doug Marrone came from Syracuse.
Watching the Bills is like watching a college team.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. We were talking about the team. I said offense looked young.
Yeah.
Defense did great. Had a lot of multi-face packaging. Did a good job keeping pressure on Brady and kept him under fucking control. While the offense stunk it up. If you look at the numbers, which I don't have in front of me because that's for a different show.
I don't have the numbers because I'm not on that show.
The Patriots on numbers embarrassed us. There's no reason we should have such a similar score, but our defense got us plenty of fucking defensive points.
Now, hold on. Now, I feel that I'm inclined to pipe up here at this point and say, so very many football games, the score doesn't reflect the game. And it's not a surprise when a Buffalo score doesn't reflect the game, because sometimes we have winning scores, and we're not sure how it happened. It's hard work to be a Bills fan. It's easy to like a winning team. You know what was the most interesting thing I thought about the game?
BJ Manuel's poise and control of his offense.
The revelation that Tom Brady pees sitting down.
Tom Brady's a girl.
With a girl haircut. It all makes sense. Let her play, though, right?
Yeah, let her play.
Let her play. To follow up on the let her play story, that girl is playing football now at her Catholic school because they were like, we're not going to waste taxpayer money on this. And then I was like, you don't take taxpayer. You're a Catholic school.
I think I don't know that. I'm not even going to talk about it. I don't think they're playing for the school. I think it's a different school now.
No, she's paying for the same school. They stopped. They didn't want. She drummed up so much public attention that they were like, "This is a sinkhole and a no-win situation."
Well, too, Maddie. You're welcome, AirWreckRadio.
And now there's a sinkhole playing football. Well, she's not a sinkhole, but she is a hole in radio terms. She's playing football. So, Captain, where are we going here?
Straight to hell.
Ooh, I hear it's hot there all the time.
It's about time for us to take a wee little break.
Ooh, a wee break.
Recollect our thoughts.
Collect.
Because out of 18 episodes...
Thoughts are like Pokemon. You must collect them all.
There's a little fuzzy thing there with 18 episodes, because there was an unlucky episode, and there's the missing 4 episodes, 3 episodes, and there's episodes from the future.
So,
out of all of those episodes of AirWreck Radio,
there is an episode from the future. That's true.
This might be the worst first break of podcasting history, let alone AirWreck Radio history.
I don't believe that for a second.
All right, we're going back to the tape. First 3 episodes. Let's go.
No, I feel like between all the things we've said and all the things we've said, there's something to be put together out of this.
Before we go to break, and we got to go to break.
Obviously.
And fucking figure this out. I am approximately 14 pixels away from seeing Miley Cyrus's nipples.
Really?
On her tiny, tiny boobies.
Is she a minor?
No.
Okay, cool.
But I'm on a reputable website, so I'm 14 pixels.
So you ain't seeing no nipples away from...
Yeah, no, I'm on the Daily News.
Fuck you, Daily News. That's our thing once a week.
She's in the news again for some fucking video.
Oh, right.
Music video. Miley Cyrus cries, swings around completely naked in Wrecking Ball music video.
Oh.
I read it with punctuation. I
saw a photo.
Miley Cyrus cries, swings around completely nude in Wrecking Ball music video.
It's very artsy fartsy.
I'm done.
I'm not.
I'm done with this broad, dude.
You know what? I've seen it before.
I'm so done.
Have
I.
Right. But I'm inclined to think that maybe she's seen it before too, and is like, no, this is the time to be like batshit crazy on TV.
Christina Aguilera was way hotter.
Miley Cyrus has a lifelong fellowship because of her youth TV show.
That's actually a point that I have to make in the contrary. Like that. I don't even know how to voice the argument because
I recommend loudly.
That's what I do best.
And obtusely.
But
ignoring all reason.
She has the right to do what she does because she is who she is. She's a human being.
How dare you be moderate about anything? What am I supposed to do with that?
Wait.
Okay.
My daughter was a huge Hannah Montana fan.
Hannah Montana. Brother of Carlos Montana. He played guitar. His name was Santana.
All right, with that, I'm done. We're going to break. What can the folks check out next break when we figure out what the fuck we're doing?
Coming up in the next break is everybody's favorite headline news. Today in the headlines, we're going to talk about Ariel Castro, who made the world a better place.
One knot at a time.
Californian surfers will soon be hanging cesium-137s.
Wicked, dude.
Wicked. It's tubular, dude. Fracking earthquakes. These fracking earthquakes. My wife causes a judge to suffer a head injury.
Well, you know, your wife can be a little abusive sometimes.
She sometimes gets, a little head injury.
A little handsy.
Giving to judges, apparently. President Obama is serious about Syria. Meanwhile, Russia is just Putin around. And lastly, in the headlines.
That was a good one.
You like that?
That was a good one.
Lastly, in the headlines tonight will be, it ain't easy getting away with murder. Thanks for joining us on AirWreck Radio. Enjoy some fine music from the Band of Brothers.
Have you ever noticed when you encounter a cat stare at you and you stare back and you know they're thinking secret feline thoughts? Ever wondered, just like me, what those secret feline thoughts might be? I suspect they're recalling lessons that their mamas taught. If I weighed 10 more pounds, I could take you. Weigh 10 more pounds, you'd be mine. If I weighed 10 more pounds, well, I'd cut you down to size. Since I don't, I guess I'll run and hide. If I weighed 10 more pounds, I could drop you. I could fill your puny human heart with fear. If I weighed 10 more pounds, well, I'd play you like a mouse. Oh, but since I don't, I guess I'll let you scratch my ear. Well, if your best friend's cat jumps in your lap, as soon as you greeted, entered, and sat, and you think he likes me as he begins to purr. Well, you tickle his ears, you rub his chin. By that time, the teeth and the claws sink in, and you realize it's evil incarnate wrapped up in fur. If I weighed 10 more pounds, I could take you. If I weighed 10 more pounds, you'd be mine. If I weighed 10 more pounds, well, I'd cut you down to size. Since I don't, I guess I'll run and hide. If I weighed 10 more pounds, I could drop you. I could fill your silly human heart with fear. If I weighed 10 more pounds, well, I'd play you like a mouse. Oh, but since I don't, I guess I'll let you scratch my ear. Well, you walk your way up to your door. Steps climbed, and there once more a mousy organ waits in all its glory. If I weighed 10 more pounds, I could take you. If I weighed 10 more pounds, well, you'd be mine. If I weighed 10 more pounds, well, I'd cut you down to size. Then you'd be the one to run and hide. If I weighed 10 more pounds, I could drop you. So you best be careful and always treat me right. If I weighed 10 more pounds, well, you wouldn't stand a chance. And I'm planning on putting on a little extra weight. Oh, I'm planning on putting on a little extra weight.
Finally, a show for the people. Men of such sensitivity and caring.
And I'm sorry to any of our black listeners.
We have black listeners?
Men of such professionalism and style.
Clearly I fucked up.
I thought that's what it looked like when you were in control.
Right, now shut up.
Men of integrity.
I was more worried about midget porn, but you have a good point about,
I was trying to be, to reach the broader audience than the...
I don't do that.
And men of courage.
You fucking kidding me?
Oh my god, we're terrible at this.
It can only be AirWreckRadio.
All right, folks, we're back. Thanks so much for joining us on AirWreckRadio. It's time for my favorite, I believe one of Corey's favorites, and I hope one of your favorite parts of the show, Headline News.
Headline News.
Let's start from the beginning. I hear it's a very good place to start.
Thank God we're going to do something, because we're just losing it over here.
No, we're not. It's time for the structured part of the show.
We're going to bring
good.
it around, and we're going to get after this.
Pulling it out of the dive. Ariel Castro, I heard, has made the world a better place. This is not in his normal character. Corey, would you remind me, please, who is Ariel Castro?
Ariel Castro is a gentleman from Ohio. This gentleman.
Ohio, you say? That's coming up later in the news. Interesting.
This gentleman is best known for his work as a kidnapper, and rapist,
Oh my.
abortion giver, beatings deliverer,
Ooh. Get your beatings. Line up, ladies. It's time for your beatings.
an all-around good egg.
Yeah. Ariel Castro, we all remember, had 3 women kidnapped and tied up and under
The famous Amanda Berry case.
lock and key. 3 women
Yes, Amanda Berry and 2 other women whose names I do not know.
for 10 years.
Some more.
recently he suffered a life plus 1,000 years sentence, I think it was. For
I don't know that you suffer, but you do receive.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, he
It
certainly...
was a 1,000-year sentence.
He was quoted as saying, "I'm not the monster you think I am."
No, I'm pretty sure. Well, his whole defense was, yeah, I kidnapped him, but I didn't rape him. They wanted to have sex
Yeah,
with me.
most of the sex, he said, was consensual.
So I'm okay. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not the monster.
Most of
you
it.
think I am.
Most of it.
No, Ariel.
Yeah, it
Pretty
either
sure.
all is or like
Pretty
none
sure
of
you're
it.
a monster. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a monster. Hey, good news though.
And I'm a tasteless pig, and I'm not sure.
Halloween's just around the corner, and
I
now
know
he's
my-
a decoration.
I know my new costume.
Oh my goodness, that's a great idea. You can show up with 3 ladies all tied up,
Oh, my
dressed as a
God.
guy with a noose around your neck.
I know
That's-
one that would be willing to do it.
That's so. That might be everybody at my Halloween party is about to be dressed up as Ariel Castro. This jerk off, to get to the point, Ariel Castro, terrible, awful, awful person, said, "I'm not the monster you think I
Okay,
am."
so how did he contribute to the world?
He hung himself in prison.
Oh, well, whoa.
He wasn't even in there for a month or two.
Whoa.
Well, all right.
They found him hung, presumably by himself,
Yeah.
in prison.
I'm good with that. I'm pretty good with the thought that I don't care how he's dead. He's
Means
dead.
justify the end and all that.
The whole world is a better place today without Ariel Castro.
Those are strong words to say, but probably not inaccurate ones.
I don't think so. He was a bus driver. Why don't they do background checks on bus drivers?
He was clean. He never did anything wrong.
Yes, he did. He kidnapped 3 girls.
But nobody knew.
Well, all right. Way to keep your nose clean, Ariel Castro. You fucking scumbag. Oh, God, I hope you hung slow, too. I hope he wasn't like...
Well, there's not a lot of dropping distance, so
Broken
it's a slow
neck
choke,
hung.
not a broken neck. No, it's a slow choke. There's no dropping distance.
I
In
hope-
order to get a broken neck, you have to have a strong tie and a dropping distance in order to get the snap.
I'm going to say something a little more militant than I normally would be known for saying. A little more hot under the collar.
Don't
I
ask me
feel
why
a
I
little
know
hot under the collar about news these days. I hope that Ariel Castro's body was found with one finger in the noose because he was trying to undo it. I hope that he regretted that decision.
Or
like
his position.
most living monkeys do.
Or his position. He might be regretting his position, not decision.
I hope that no matter what he was thinking about, his last thought was, "Oh God, what have I done?"
Or what is happening to me.
I don't care. The world's a better place without him. Moving right along.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's so much more fun to do.
What do you want to do? I mean, do you want to do a big story, little story?
I got a little tidbit for you.
What do you got?
A little tidbit for you. This is via CBS News.
Ooh.
The Crime Cider.
Is that the
48 hours.
Canadian Broadcasting Syndicate?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what CBS
Yes.
stands for?
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
Neither do I.
Me too.
Update. 6:51 p.m. CBS News. George Zimmerman has been taken into custody following an incident that may have involved a gun.
For those of you keeping score, this is the story called "It Ain't Easy Getting Away with Murder."
In a telephone interview of the Lake Mary, Florida police chief said George Zimmerman was in investigative detention after his estranged wife, Shelley, called authorities to say he was threatening her and her parents with a gun. She later backed off from her statement, saying she never saw a gun, despite what she had already told
I saw a
the
gun-like
911
object.
dispatcher. Lake Mary police say they called to the Sprucewood Road home of Shelley Zimmerman's parents Monday afternoon. Lake Mary Police Chief Steve Bracknell told CBS News officers did not see a gun when they arrived at the scene. George Zimmerman,
His wife?
not good with guns.
No. No, shouldn't have guns.
Bad with guns.
I really feel like if they ever catch George Zimmerman with a gun, he should just go right to jail and not collect $200 and stay there forever. Because, dude, you got your one. You got your one. Game over for you. Move on. Meanwhile, his wife, you say.
Yeah.
Shelley?
Estranged wife.
Shelley
Zimmerman.
Shelley Zimmerman. I wonder if she's like Stan's sister, Shelley. Like, does she have braces and shit? No, they're getting a divorce.
Now, Shelley Zimmerman.
Not
now, that's a
surprisingly.
Jewish sounding name right there, buddy.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh my god, how pissed off were her Jewish parents that she married a wetback?
Wow.
What?
Salty language coming from you, sir.
There's nothing wrong with that term.
There's not?
I don't know. I don't have a cooking show, so probably not. I'd probably get away with calling a murderer a wetback. I feel all right with that.
That's racial?
You know, it's funny you should say
and
that.
You said naughty words?
Because I would never call O.J. Simpson an N, but by my very line of reasoning, I should feel entitled to do so, but I don't.
Would you... Quick sidebar. Would you feel comfortable using the word if you felt the circumstances call for it?
Kike? Yes.
No.
Zipperhead?
No.
Yes.
Nope.
Towelhead?
Nope.
Sand N? No. Oh, don't like that one. It's super ignorant.
Everything you just said was super ignorant.
No, zipperheads are called that because when you run them over with tanks, their heads look like zippers. It's a fact.
Do you know why wetbacks are called wetbacks?
Because they have to swim to get here.
Been over the fields working.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would they be wet?
Sweating.
No, then they'd be called sweatbacks. Or rednecks. Those people, those are...
All the words you used are no more or no less offensive than the word nigger. None of them.
I don't care. I'm still not going to call O.J. Simpson one of those.
Only because he's bigger than me and has a knife. That is the only reason.
But, by my very reasoning, I felt comfortable calling the Carlos Mencia of crime a wetback.
Carlos?
Yeah, George Zimmerman. I don't know. He's Cuban. They're all Mexican to me.
What?
I don't mean that at all.
I'm leaving that in, too. Fuck you, pal.
You should.
Move it on. You got anything? Because I got Syria stuff. Anything before Syria?
Yeah, I better, before we get rocking on Syria, we better get to the real news now that we've got the ridiculous news out of the way.
Let's get some real news done, and then we'll go to Syria, the distractive news.
In real news, Californian surfers will hang cesium-137s?
Fill me in here, pal.
So, you recall Fukushima nuclear power plant?
Yes.
Yeah? During the 2011 Japanese earthquake and tsunami, the power plant was damaged.
Reactor 2, correct?
Quite thoroughly. I believe it would... Did it melt down or nearly melt
Near
down?
meltdown.
Either way.
And evacuated. I believe it was Reactor 2 that ruptured.
That is a detail I don't have.
No? Oh, damn, I was hoping you did. Because I seem to remember that sticking out in my head from back then.
It could have been Reactor 2. I'm going to go with it.
Oh, yeah.
Reactor 2 melted down, killed everybody, Godzilla ran rampage, and now there's nuclear...
Oh my god, it's a Komodo dragon! Oh!
There's a bunch of radioactive water heading towards the states of Washington and California, also the countries of Mexico and Canada, and the other state of Alaska. Less Alaska, though, because the way the Pacific water flows. So, then
Southward.
And
Southwest.
eastward.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's east there. From Japan to San Francisco. So, for 882 days, 72,000 gallons of water flowed into the Pacific Ocean because water goes downhill.
How much?
72,000 gallons.
I'm sorry, say it again?
That is 72,000 gallons.
Well, okay. 72,000 gallons of what?
Irradiated water?
Okay. So you took a really gnarly piss.
Really gnarly. The water is irradiated with cesium-137. It's fairly radioactive.
I'm not trusting your confidence here when you report the level of radioactivity.
A lot of my problem here is that like a lot of headlines read radioactive wastewater flowing towards Pacific Ocean. Residents panic."
Danger.
And some residents have panicked. Like I've heard it in a podcast from California that we both listen to. A dude who's not unintelligent is like, we might have to move, bro, and you're not gonna have to move.
No, Jeremy, you're right. You'll be fine. 72,000 gallons. That's it.
The news story I read said that the amount of water that flows into the Pacific Ocean every day that's irradiated is equal to one Olympic-sized swimming pool every 9 days. Now I want you to think about.
All right, but I don't want to do all that math. How much irradiated water has been produced since the break? That's the big fucking question, isn't it? Doing math. He's getting the abacus out. Slide rule.
Roughly, according to my calculations, I've always wanted to say that.
Ooh.
According to my calculations, roughly 1 part in 30 million parts. So, per every 30 million molecules of water, there will be 1 part irradiated water. To put it into numbers that I think are a little more relatable, the news story I read referred to Olympic swimming pools. So over 82 days, enough water seeped into irradiated water seeped into the Pacific Ocean to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool every 9 days. An Olympic-sized swimming pool holds.
How much water is that? Like, how much total water is that in gallons?
63,504,000 gallons of water.
Best to our knowledge.
To our very best knowledge, has leaked over the course of 2.5 years into the Pacific Ocean from the Fukushima nuclear power plant. That water is irradiated. I can't stress that enough. It is irradiated. However, the important thing to keep in mind here is that there are, and I looked this up because I was curious to know, 188 quintillion gallons of water in the Pacific Ocean. Now, for those of you who don't know,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
A quintillion is 1 million million. No, I'm sorry. It's 1 billion million. It's bigger than 1 million million. It's 1 billion million. It's 1 million billion. It is a shit ton of water, and the amount of it that is going to be irradiated is a flash in the pan, thanks to the prevailing ocean currents around Japan. Now, I mean, certainly it's irradiated water, but it's 1 part in 30 million. It's not a huge giant deal. They actually use, I found out they use uranium, not uranium, that'd be silly, reckless even. They use cesium-137 as a tracing agent already in water to learn about ocean currents.
Really?
Really.
Fun fact.
That is a fact that I learned while researching this story. Now, they don't use a fucking Olympic swimming pool's worth of it every 9 days, but an Olympic swimming pool doesn't really fill up the ocean very fast.
Yeah, no, that's have you ever peed into your toilet?
Often I pee in my toilet, actually.
Have you ever noticed how little the volume of urine that leaves your body fills the toilet?
I have occasion to overflow the toilet pissing.
No, you don't. There's
No,
an S
that's
trap that makes it
completely
impossible.
untrue.
It's impossible. You can dump buckets loads of water into a toilet and it'll just keep draining.
I know that.
There's an S trap.
I've been through an ice storm, sir. I know how to flush a toilet when the toilet don't flush. Just take a piss.
That is literally pissing into the ocean. I mean, that's nothing.
It's not nothing, but it's not this panicky business. But however, it is still
Sorry,
leaking.
it's not nothing.
The important thing to remember is that it is still leaking. So, like, it's still leaking and at that volume, or perhaps worse. And it didn't have to be.
No, it absolutely did not have to be. But remember, Mother Nature has an amazing way of kind of filtering itself, taking care of itself.
However, Japanese
So
culture,
do the oceans. So Joe Rogan and Brian Redman.
they freaked out a little bit over this.
Relax, guys. From the other side of the country, who doesn't have to deal with this
It is
shit.
easy to say that when you're nestled snugly in
The Great Lakes.
climate Great Lakes regions. Like, it's very easy to call out West Coast people's fears.
But relax, guys. I'd be more worried about earthquakes than I'd be worried about irradiated water poisoning you.
You should be more worried about earthquakes, not just because earthquakes are what originally caused that water to be irradiated, but because earthquakes are becoming a man-made reality. Recently, hydro-fracking has been a big, we all see the no frack signs, I happened to be at a Wegmans one time wearing my Battlestar Galactica Frack Me t-shirt, hoodie.
Yeah, I love that. It's cute.
Me too. The lady that made my sub was like, "Are you for fracking?"
No, dude. You don't get the joke.
And I'm like, that's
not the joke, dude.
I don't. I'm DTF when it comes to that style of.
Yo, I'm down to fracking.
What fracking means, but it's not what my. I don't think we're talking about the same thing, sub-making lady. And she happened to be talking about hydro-fracking, which is the practice of pumping water in a pressurized way into the shale layers of the Earth's crust and breaking them apart to release natural gas.
It's water drilling.
It's chasing the dirty dragon.
Okay, that sounds like cocaine.
Yeah, only it's dirty, so it's like fossil fuels.
CNC machining does it every day. They use concentrated jets of water to cut through metals.
Right.
So why can't we cut through dirt that way?
Well, we certainly can. However, we have to accept that there are consequences to doing that. So, I'm not sure, how familiar are you with how fracking works?
Mildly at best.
Would you like me to inform you and our listeners I wrote a simple 5-step process?
As long as you can do it in reasonable amount of time.
I think so. Step 1. Drillers inject high-pressure fluid into a hydraulic fracturing well, causing slight fissures to form in the shale layer.
Cracks.
They pump water into a hole in the ground. And
such an intense
pressure and depth, that's very deep, to crack the shale layer of the Earth's crust.
Okay.
Natural gas is released during that cracking process.
Because it's where it's stored.
They then suck the natural gas and waste hydraulic fluid, they call it at this point. It's not really water anymore. It probably wasn't just straight water to begin with. They suck it back up, and they separate the hydraulic fluid from the natural gas. Step 4, they Pump the waste fluid back into the ground below the shallow layer as a means of proper storage. Step 5. Earthquakes in Ohio, but at least we have a little more fossil fuel to destroy the sky with.
And
We
one
fracking suck.
and one less Ariel Castro.
Also, there's that. I mean, that's good news anyway.
So there you go, Ohio. You can take the good with the bad,
I
man.
mean, you know, the justice system works sort of.
Sorry about your football team.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So yeah, our means of storing the fluid used to get rid of to frack the earth,
Fracking fluid.
as you would, we store it down below the shale level. Like that's our plan. Is like, well, we'll just blow up the fucking ground under us,
I love when you talk fracking to me.
and then we'll suck that water out, and we'll plant it deep down in the ground. Now, what happens deep down in the ground is below the shale layer. A little earth science for you. Below the shale layer
Okay.
is a layer of porous rock. This is well below the water table, by the way. Just to be
A ridiculous distance.
to
below the
be
water table.
fair-minded about how much this is likely to pollute the water. If it does pollute the water, it'll be on the way down, not because it's sitting down there. So it's sitting down there, and it gets into fissures in the porous rock layer, and then an earthquake happens somewhere else in the world. And because there's this big fucking soft squishy puddle of rock, it changes the way the fucking rock moves, causing earthquakes where earthquakes were previously unrecorded.
Really?
Yeah,
Like not on fault lines of any known source.
Scientists looked at 3 big quakes. The Tohoku-Oki earthquake in Japan in 2011, an earthquake of magnitude 9 on the Richter scale. The Mal in Chile in 2010, an 8.8. And the Sumatra in Indonesia in 2012, an 8.6. They found that as much as 20 months later, those major earthquakes triggered smaller ones in places in the Midwestern United States where fluids had been pumped underground for energy extraction, for fracking.
Okay, so what you're saying is if you're using fracking in an area, you're destabilizing the very foundation of the area and making that area susceptible to the vibrations of other earthquakes in other parts of the tectonic plates.
It's not actually the fracking, it's the disposal of
the fluid,
waste
and then it's being absorbed into the soft layer of the
And
rock.
I'm not the one saying it. Lead author Nicholas van der Elst of the Lamont Doherty Earth Observatory at Columbia University explained that the fluids act as kind of a pressurized cushion. They make it easier for the fault to slide. It's like a cortisone shot for the Earth.
It's cartilage.
Only
it's
we
creating
don't
cartilage
really
out of
want
bone.
the Earth to have cartilage.
It's creating cartilage out of bone. Yeah, that's no good.
So in one town, Youngstown, Ohio, since 1776, when records were first started being kept of earthquakes, Youngstown, Ohio has never had an earthquake ever, not once, until December 2010, when the North Star 1 injection well came online to pump wastewater from fracking projects in Pennsylvania into storage deep underground. In the year that followed, seismometers in and around Youngstown recorded not 1, not 2, 109 earthquakes.
A seismometer is for measuring the size of your pecker or something.
Nah, it's for measuring the size of your earthquake. 109 earthquakes in a place that had never, ever had an earthquake in history. 1 year after deep well pumping started, 109 earthquakes. The strongest of them measuring 3.9. That is certainly feelable.
No, but I've heard that
That was on
Frack-
December 31st.
I've heard that fracking is older than people think it is. That it's been a primary source of drilling for many, many years, and dry land drilling.
I'd like to remind again that it's not actually the fracking that's the problem. It's the way they're disposing of the wastewater.
That's right. That's a good point.
And they have been doing fracking is not a new means of drilling, but it is they're reaching into more populated areas. It's kind of like how meteors crash to the Earth all the time in history, but we only ever had dash cams for that one in Siberia.
Yeah, fair enough.
Russia.
Yeah.
Russia. The Siberian one was just a forest that we found destroyed from way before. So, Youngstown, Ohio, 109 earthquakes as a result of fracking wastewater disposal. Now, I don't know how you stand on fracking. And I don't know how our listeners stand on fracking. I stand on fracking this way. It's a Band-Aid on a broken neck. Sure, there's more natural gas and oil there. Sure. Do we really need to be chasing it, though? I mean, like, aren't there better ways by now? Isn't there some, like, don't we know that sooner or later we're gonna run out no matter how we destroy the Earth to get it? We're gonna run out. It's time to think outside that damn box and stop chasing it. You got one of those no fracking signs in your front yard? How do you feel about it?
I don't have a no fracking sign in my front yard.
But you don't have any signs in your front yard.
No, sure don't.
Yeah.
Nope. Sure don't.
You're a faker for the radio. Or really on the radio. I don't know.
I'm not sure where you're going with that, but
Because you don't have any signs in your front yard. I have a sign in my front yard. It says,
penises.
True Green was here today. No,
here.
it says True Green was here today. Don't let your cat walk here or whatever. I don't know. There's a little yellow flag thing.
Says don't let your cat walk here
Yeah, because they spray that nitrous stuff.
on the catwalk. No,
I don't know what they do. That's why I don't pay. That's why I don't do it. I pay them to do it.
I didn't have a strong enough position until you gave it to me.
You're welcome.
So there you go.
You're welcome.
That's the
I
answer
hope
to
that your opinion then coincides with mine. Folks, why are we doing this? It's so needless. Like, I mean, okay.
I think I don't know that it's just without the science in front of me, without the numbers in front of me. I don't know it's as dangerous as some people say it is. But I do know that we are chasing the wrong fucking tail here.
I'll tell you how dangerous
Why are we
it is.
dealing with it?
I can actually quantify how dangerous it is. How dangerous is 0 earthquakes?
0.
How dangerous is 109 earthquakes?
109 times more dangerous.
I would say that actually still equals 0. So that sort of foils my point, but in a very terrific way, sir. My hat off to you. Drill those fucking holes. Bury that water in the porous fucking thing. That's it. We need that gas. We got a race to win, and it's the race to destroy the human race, and we're gonna win it.
Well, somebody's got
Come hell or high water or earthquakes.
Somebody has got to get the oil to build the bombs we're going to use to drop on Syria.
Oh, speaking of Syria, we're not speaking of Syria yet. My wife was responsible for a
I
judge's
wasn't
head injury.
necessarily segueing as I was just making a point.
Oh, it was a terrific segue.
It would have been. if
It
we were
would have
doing
been.
that, but a point was also valid.
Yeah, also there's that. I mean, we definitely need that oil to power the planes that drop the
Drop
bombs.
on. Yeah.
I don't, you know what? Planes don't even really do it anymore, and it's not so much bombs as missiles. Why would you send a plane to do a missiles job?
Anyways, your
That's
wife
so
did
World
what with
War
the
II.
toilet?
Yeah.
Besides clean it like a good woman, she's gonna hit me for saying
I
that.
hope she does. I hope that the next time she sees you, she's like, I heard the show last week, and then she punches you in the nose. I hope that's what happens.
Are you gonna give her a stepladder?
Oh, that's enough. So, in Waterloo.
Sorry, Tammy, I love you.
In Waterloo, a judge was hospitalized after being attacked outside the village hall. This is as per cnycentral.com.
cnycentral.com.
According to Waterloo Judge Dean Mattoon, Bartow was attacked. This is the Judge Bartow was attacked as he was locking up the building at 10 p.m. Saturday night. This is last Saturday night or not. I don't know. Depends on when you're listening, really. Long story short, somebody hit this guy on the back of the head with a lid from a toilet tank. And the toilet tank was found outside of a building in a pile of bathroom garbage. In the building that it was found outside of was one that my wife had redesigned the bathroom in. So, if my wife's firm hadn't redesigned the bathroom just in time, this judge probably wouldn't have got a head injury from a toilet lid. Might he have still got a head injury? I can't speak to that.
Was he a Republican judge or a Democrat judge?
Judges lose their political affiliation on judgeship. Obviously, they're cut from a different cloth than the rest of us.
Lies. Was he Republican or Democratic?
I don't know. The news story doesn't say. I'm going to go with Republicrat. Demikin?
I'm not sure. Well, depending on that answer is whether I'm deciding whether he deserves to get hit in the head. No?
According to the guy that hit him in the head, he absolutely had it coming.
Good for your wife for timing that out nicely.
Also, according to Newton's laws of physics, once the guy decided to swing it in at his head, he had it coming then too.
Things in motion stay in motion until acted upon by an outside force.
AKA a judge's head.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not really a big fan of hitting judges with anything.
Well, I've thought about it a lot.
Certainly have. There are definitely some judges who should have their judgment questioned a little more regularly and in a little more meaningful way. It's weird that there's no oversight on judges at the judge-ease level. We just have elected officials who perform the checks and balances, and they're so lofty and above us. They're just, all of them are incumbents. But that, my friends, is talk for another show, another episode coming at a more elective time.
Yeah, maybe. Save that for more of an elective, a primary election kind of thing.
So I think that we've all just heard the bulk of headline news. When we come back from break, we're going to talk about everybody's favorite lighthearted, just squishy subject, Syria, chemical weapons, World War III. Thanks for joining us on AirWreck Radio. Please give us your Facebook likes. Email us. We'll send you stuff. It's getting fallsy. Maybe I'll send you some crumpled up leaves when they start falling. I don't know. Email us and I'll send you something.
Crumpled up leaves?
I don't know.
You're a piece of crap.
Whatever. I'll send them something. What are you sending them? Crumpled up leaves and a sticker. I'll up the ante with a sticker.
Dick pics.
Corey will email you dick pics. Not necessarily his dick, as the Hubble telescope is busy.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It was a terrible joke, and it came to me, and I had to put it out.
Yeah,
It was mean. I hope somebody laughed at it. Thanks for joining us. Here's some music.
My eyes open up from a long sleep, gazing on a new life full of possibilities. I told you once before, my love, that I would find the answer to the questions that I had.
Tell us about your band, guys.
Tell us about your band, guys. Tell us about your band, guys. Tell us about your band, guys. Tell us about your band, guys.
Basically, we're all about world domination through folk music.
I'm a musician myself. I
Excellent.
used to play drums. My drums got stolen.
We don't have your drums.
That's right, we don't.
You better not.
Those are not your drums.
These are not the drums you're looking for.
We're recording. Our big thing right now is recording.
So the new album.
Oh yeah, the new album. Okay, so there's a whole concept to it. It's 11 songs.
Yeah.
It might be 12. But it's telling a story, and I won't give away anything. Except there's 3 guys that go to rob the cola factory in town. Nick is from Pratt, great artist. He's gonna help design a comic book to accompany.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Album. Right.
The list is just AC/DC right on down to Scorpions, you know. Anything from A to Z, as we call it. Everything in between. Just trying to play all the good step up, make you want to dance music.
Youngbloods is a 5-piece alternative rock outfit based out of New York. Our drummer, Justin Dunn. Actually, the band wasn't even together when he wrote me about playing drums after thinking about it.
Good drummer right there.
Poor kid.
Good drummer's looking for no band.
He was so good. Actually, it's funny because he was the drummer of Machine Gun Kelly.
Will you donate your arm to AirWreckRadio?
Just take it.
We'll just turn
take it.
your arm microphone tattoo into an actual microphone.
Don't ask.
Guys. Tell us about your band, 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 guys.
Welcome back to AirWreckRadio. Oh, this has been a disaster of an AirWreck of a show, but we've had fucking great time doing it. So guess what? I don't really give a fuck. How about you, partner?
Folks, we're 18 episodes into this. I gotta tell you.
And at least 9 beers, so.
You get 18 weeks into any event and it becomes tiresome. I'm sure
sometimes, yeah.
I'm sure that some of our listeners have experienced this, but they're kind enough to stick around, and so in kind, we are kind enough to stick around. We forced ourselves in here this week, though we were both very, very busy preparing new job positions and fixing lights onto things that don't need lights. And maintaining family. I mean, it's just, people get busy. We don't have producers and paychecks and stuff like that. So we phoned this one in, except on the news side. I did a lot for news. But
there was a lot of news going on.
And it was very environmental. We should have titled this a green episode, but it wasn't a very green episode.
And thank you for the segue. Because I'm not thinking environmental green. I'm thinking environmental great black.
Could you extrapolate on that situation for me?
Or explain. Each week, 50,000 volunteers from around the world donate their idle computer cycles on their 200,000 home and office PCs to Einstein at Home.
Einstein at Home.
Together, they combine to yield a sustained computing power of around 860 teraflops.
Teraflops.
F-L-O-P-S. Flops.
Teraflops, I'd like to point out, are the movies that Tara Reid was in that nobody saw. Like Josie and the Pussycats. See it. She's sexy in cat ears. She's sexy in not cat ears.
And things that people did see, like Sharknado. This places Einstein at Home on par with the world's fastest supercomputers. The analysis of the archival park's data was completed in 8 months, while the same task would have taken a single CPU core more than 17,000 years.
17,000 years.
17,000 years.
How long did it take their computer?
8 months. Our computers.
8 months.
Not our computers.
Well, their network
the network of computing power.
Public computers was able to do a 17,000 year job in less time than it takes to make a human being.
Yes.
That's incredible.
And their research discovered 24
I'd like to
new pulsar stars inside of our solar system.
Piss.
Or our galaxy. I mean, not solar system.
Yeah,
galaxy.
there's definitely not 24
galaxy.
pulsars in our solar system.
Yeah, no, boom.
That would be a little rough on the gravity.
Boom, break.
So pulsar stars are one of the coolest things that exists in all the heavens. Here's a little fun fact for you. A pulsar is the size of a city, the mass of a star. To put that in perspective, the mass of a star is our star is 1 million Earths massive. It is a massive, massive thing. So the size of the mass of 1 million Earths in one Earth city size spinning faster than a DVD. A pulsar. What an incredible thing those are.
Could you explain to the people what a pulsar is?
It is the size of a city, the mass of a star, and the velocity of a DVD.
It is nothing more than extremely dense neutron collapsed star.
It's what happens towards the end of a star's life. It goes supernova. Some
go supernova.
Some go supernova. Some go nova. Either way, they all expand. Their fission gets out of control. They melt down and expand rapidly, and then once the energy of expulsion is released, they stop expanding and contract because the amount of mass they're containing is no longer able to take up the same space. They contract massively. So super duper big amounts of mass get crumpled up into super duper teeny amounts of space, and you're left with a little itty bitty. If it was a galaxy, it'd be a black hole, but it's not a galaxy. It's a star. It's a pulsar. It's the solar system's equivalent of a black hole.
Well, we've now been able to observe 24 new ones inside of our galaxy thanks to this supercomputing power, and that is Corey snuck in the news story of the week.
The things that we're seeing in space these days are amazing. Love it.
You said it before, and you had a very valid point about as much as we want manned space missions for the spirit of it, but
we're much more efficient.
It doesn't make any sense to risk lives to gather data that we can do automatically.
I am perfectly okay with public sector space exploration
on the man side
as a means of getting men into space, because
absolutely.
Why should the government fund flight to Mars for people.
You're right.
Why should they?
But I also do believe that sometimes the science might be better left to the
out of
scientists.
Pepsi's hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're probably right there.
The purity of it better be left to people who want to do the work.
I'm sure the scientists would say, I
want Pepsi's money. Yes, I do.
I think the scientists would say, I don't care who's paying for it as long as I get to do my research. Yeah. I think that's all they would really care about. I have a snuck-in news story also.
Ooh,
yeah, you thought you were going to be the only one? Nope.
Damn it.
Recall back in the past, before episode 10, we had talked about gay Boy Scouts.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
Openly gay Boy Scouts was a news story.
And the not so openly Boy Scout leaders. Yes, sir.
Was no openly, yeah. And you had said, well, leave it up to the consumers and they'll decide. Well, a branch of consumers.
Really, sir?
Yeah. Has decided.
Update me.
The American bigotist cult.
Known as the Boy Scouts?
Yeah, no, nor is the people that couldn't handle the fact that their sons might be interacting with other people's gay sons.
Okay.
Formed their own Boy Scouts. They're forming, I guess, is a more appropriate way to phrase that. They're forming their own Boy Scouts.
That are okay with the queers?
No.
They're not okay. Oh, the opposite. The fucking psychos are forming their non-gay.
They won't allow gay members.
Fair enough.
And their goal is to raise productive fathers, husbands, and what the hell is the other thing? Fathers, husbands, and citizens.
How much you want to watch this just fucking nosedive right in the fucking ground? Wow!
I heard that story and I was like, all I could think of was that scene in American History X when that fat guy was driving the van and he was like, my eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Klan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you form a group of boys that is no girl boys allowed and feel like a responsible adult? It's 2013, guys. We praise up and down that we live in a free country. Isn't it time to live in a free country?
Did you forget that God hates fags?
I actually didn't forget that because it's impossible for me to forget that which I do not recognize the validity of. It's absurd to me that God hates anything.
Do you remember the music video?
I do.
Yeah.
The Miley Cyrus video, right?
No, the God hates fags.
Oh.
No?
No,
Sure
was that? Did we do that on our show?
No, sure didn't. It was years before our show ever came into fruition.
I am not familiar with that.
I'd say 2010, 2009, maybe.
Wow, way back then. Jesus Christ, that was before there was 4G internet.
That was before there was AirWreckRadio. I'll tell you that for damn
Also
sure.
before there was AirWreckRadio.
Westboro Baptist Church. Surprise!
Those folks are level-headed.
Yeah, they
level
totally.
Like a fucking 2x4 hit to the forehead can only make up forehead level.
Oh, Ed, wouldn't you just like to? By the way, if you'd like to check out our friends at the Westboro Baptist Church,
friends,
and get their address and send them bombs.
Don't say that. That's
GodHatesFags.com. I swear to God.
God hates nobody. Listen, I said a lot of racially charged things earlier on in the show. I would like to point out,
we were just, shit happens.
All men are created equal is a thing that we hold sacred in this country. And God damn it, me too.
And on this show,
God hates nobody.
And on this show,
which show?
This show right here, AirWreckRadio.
AirWreckRadio.
I believe all men should be judged upon the content of their color. The content of their character.
Wow, way to screw the pooch. That's great. That's good. Well,
Martin Luther King Jr., content of their character, not the color of the shirt.
Sadly, thanks to the previous statements of tonight's show, me and Corey will never be able to run for public office because one of you is going to cut it up and put it out there. However,
I'm going to do it first.
Our friend John at Second Prince,
auto-tune it.
He's going to run if, you like being yelled at. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, John. We love you.
Okay. Pause for special musical selection.
You better watch out. Get ready to better go hide, I'm telling you why. 'Cause Santa Claus will take you to hell. He is your favorite idol. You worship at his feet. But when you stand before your God, he will help you take the heat. So get this fact straight. You're feeling God's hate. Santa's to blame for the economy's fate. Santa Claus will take you to hell. Don't leave your kids with this red fright. Just like the priest, he'll rape them at night. Oh, Santa Claus will take you to hell. You tell the children he is real. You know that's just a lie. To justify your own vile sins is the only reason why. So get this fact straight. You're feeling God's hate. Santa's to blame for the dead soldier's fate. Santa Claus will take you. Oh, Santa Claus will take you. Yeah, Santa Claus will take you to hell.
Santa Claus will take you to hell, yo.
Yep. Flipping scripts since 1981. That's your host, Stacy.
Santa Claus will bring you
to hell,
to
I hear.
hell.
Yeah, that's an interesting fact they
Like
made.
the priest don't rape you in the night.
Did you hit the button?
Yeah.
Thank God. All right, good. So that was... I gag on it to say
Westboro
our
Baptist
friends
Church.
at the West... The Westboro Baptist Church has put together a fine Christmas selection for you in the tidings of good joy and peace on earth, goodwill to men. These most awful of people. Oh my God.
Oh, I shouldn't even laugh at it, but oh,
It's hard not to laugh at those ridiculous lyri.
so
It's funny until you realize that those people mean that shit. They're not like,
no, we're joking, we're goofing.
I thought it was a satire at first. I'm like, that can't be a real. They really mean that shit. Santa Claus won't take you to hell. It's just a coincidence that he wears the same color as the devil.
And he's a representation of gluttony and false idol.
Actually, cash money.
Cash money.
In cash we trust.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think that
The only true religion.
it's stronger than most religions, according to some folks who I listen to. I don't necessarily believe what they say, but I do listen to them when they talk. So the Westboro Baptist Church has some absurd things to say. Speaking of absurd things to say, I believe, Corey, that when we went into this break...
My head hurts from laughing so hard.
I thought you were making the, oh my God, I forgot to press play face again.
No. My head hurts from laughing so hard at that Westboro Baptist Church.
It was so awful.
The priest will rape him in the night.
Who? These people... Could you imagine going to these people's family parties? It must just be a bunch of hate.
Oh my God.
Like, what awful examples of humanity the Westboro Baptist Church is. They're just... If we are ever someday summarily judged as a race, I hope that the other race doing the judging
doesn't factor these fuckers in.
Doesn't have the internet. God, I hope to hell they just judge us based on I Love Lucy and Leave It to Beaver and shit like that. God, let them only have television and not internet. But, in the meantime, we have more than television. We have internet. And thanks to internet, we have situations to deal with these days that are as heavy as Egypt and Syria. And Syria begs our attention. I believe that you wanted to talk about Syria tonight. Did you want to do that? Nope.
I'm
Fuck
trying.
it.
I'm trying to get through my head hurting before I start screaming again.
Well, feel free to edit out whatever silences that should come from here on out.
Headlines: Obama undecided on Syria strike in Congress. If Congress says no.
If Congress says no.
Obama undecided. Obama undecided on Syria strike if Congress says no. Well, I think the decision was already made.
I'd like to speak about this.
The floor is yours, sir.
The United Nations said no.
Yeah, sure did. Yeah.
They said no.
Okay, yeah.
England.
So,
Their parliament said no. Their parliament is as useless as our Congress.
Yes,
but,
if not more, because they're drunk.
But certainly, no, that's the Irish.
Oh.
I think it's all the United Kingdom. I don't really know how the government works over there. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They have a queen who apparently is just a wealthy, made-up individual. It's like if we elected King Bill Gates.
Well, no, yeah. Okay.
And then all the Gateses from here on out would be heirs to the family fortune, which is actually not Bill Gates' plan. Quite aside from the point. So, Syria...
Other than the one at the top of your head?
Yes.
Boom, boom.
Thank you. Syria had a chemical weapons attack. And it's not entirely clear who perpetrated this attack. Right? Can we agree on that? It's not entirely clear who perpetrated the attack?
I will give you the wording. It's not entirely
I'm
clear.
using some careful wording here.
I'll give you, it's not entirely clear. Give you that.
It was also not entirely clear that Iraq possessed weapons of mass destruction.
No, it was pretty clear they didn't. I just want to say, they was pretty clear they didn't.
Not according to the president at the time.
And half of it's, the official...
The president at the
government
time...
officials, and half the government officials, the words I was looking for. But they weren't there. They weren't there.
It turned out they weren't there.
Either way, no matter who we come up with, the chemical bombing happened.
Yes.
There's no fucking
certainly
argument.
Chemical weapons
1,400 dead bodies,
were
not
used.
one drop of fucking blood. Guess what? Chemical weapons.
Certainly chemical weapons were used in Syria. I think that nobody is denying that. I think it would be irresponsible to deny that. Stop petting your microphone with a wig on it. It's very distracting. Certainly, it's not reasonable to deny that chemical weapons were used in Syria. However, to jump to the conclusion that because the Syrian government has the most of them means the Syria government did them, what you're doing is a scientific no-no. In science, they have a doctrine that states that correlation is not causality. And what that means is that just because the situation seems to predict this outcome doesn't necessarily mean that the situation does predict this outcome. So Syria has a shithouse of chemical weapons. The Syrian government has more chemical weapons than most other sovereign governments of a similar size. And they're in a civil war right now with what they call rebels, what other people call freedom fighters, what other people call terrorists. These groups are in a civil war with each other. Now, my point when we originally discussed Syria was that the Syrian government stood no gain by using chemical weapons, and I still stand by that argument. The Syrian government, they didn't stand to gain a thing. They are already winning. I'm sorry, they were already winning. The rebels were on the run.
Sometimes, and I stand by my statement, sometimes it's not a matter of winning. It's a matter of crushing with absolute brutality.
Sure. And I am not in a position to deny that with fact. I am in a position, however, to question it. When our president made an off-the-cuff kind of remark of the red line is chemical weapons, we're involved. He wasn't just telling the Syrian government, don't do that or we'll get involved. He was telling the whole world, including the Syrian rebels, don't do that or we'll get involved against the Syrian government. Now, when you inform a group of rebels what it would take to get you involved against the government they're rebelling against, wouldn't you think, as a rebel leader, it is not unreasonable to waste several hundred sympathizing lives if it saves the rebellion? Any U.S. involvement in this situation is absolutely compromising U.S. strength. It does nothing for us. So a guy said something.
It's just another example of a president called a war that people don't want, and they're just trying to talk us into it. But this time, we're seeing things differently because of things like the internet and smartphones and communication.
We're much better informed than any of our predecessors ever hoped to be.
Yeah,
and so is our government, which is disturbing too. But aside from that, so is our government citizens, us, more informed.
Yeah.
To run in a circle.
Yeah. To chase on a hamster wheel.
I'm sorry to chase the tail, but so we are more informed. So is our government more informed.
That we are more informed of their being more informed. Yeah.
Who's on first?
What's on second?
Yeah. So the situation in Syria, I think, is safe to say it stands like this. Nobody wants to go there. Our president is ready to go there.
But everybody else is like, this seems like a Y problem, a YP.
Why would we do this?
When we're more worried about MPs right now.
All we're really doing...
My problem.
If we get involved in this, all we're doing is saving face. If we don't get involved in this, we're both making a smart decision and losing face.
No, we're not losing face. We're acting like responsible individuals.
Right. Yeah, actually that's more accurate. Is that we are not our president, and our president is not us.
And we don't have to fucking back up some dumb statement we said just because it was a dumb statement we said.
One man said something that was less well planned than the whole of us wish it was.
That doesn't mean we have to run off to back it up just so that we don't look like pussies.
Yeah, just because he said it doesn't mean we have to do it.
You're a pussy!
Are you listening, George W. Obama? Jesus Christ, man.
Roosevelt.
You got, also Roosevelt, also George H.W. Bush, also Carter, all of, just, God damn it. We won the Cold War.
What now?
The Cold War.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. There's a thing.
It turns out that by existing longer and more successfully, we won the Cold War.
We have more to bomb than you.
Meanwhile, our nation's largest employer, Walmart, is a Chinese-run corporation. Who won the Cold War? I say
China.
the long game is still out. I say the long game is still out because China has figured out how to push American workers out of the workforce with automatic tellers. You ever used one of those? I have.
I actually, yeah.
You ever gone to like the grocery store and used the robot checkout?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. I hate it because that should be somebody's job. But instead we let a robot do it for us, and
I disagree.
Walmart puts it out there. What do you disagree about?
That should be somebody's job.
I think that there are people that need that job.
That part is not incorrect.
What is it that you disagree with then?
It's very idealistic, but innovation is the key. Automation is key to removing menial labor. Now, as far as
I can get on board with that in a long scope thing. So go ahead with your point.
Adjusting our society to deal with these changes in economics, like automation of menial labor, might be a little difficult, but people are better sought not digging ditches and putting circuit boards together or bringing out groceries. Human beings' resources are much better used in mathematics, in science, engineering, art, literature, music, than they are digging ditches.
So,
how many talented guys are in prison because they had to commit crimes to make money when they could be exploring their true talents? Art, drawing, painting, singing, rapping, whatever.
You went deeper with that point than I was prepared to argue.
Sorry.
I was prepared a step ago. You did that comedian trick of narrowing it down to the narrowest audience and hoping that one guy got it well.
Sorry.
Yeah, one guy was not your audience in the studio tonight.
No, I'm sorry. I just,
I would say that I have...
It's a much deeper subject than just a lost job.
It is, and I've argued it from that side in the past before, is that it seems that human expression must be more valuable than we're giving it credit for, because there are 7 billion humans, each one of them capable of exquisite expression, but only a few of them actually doing it and being functional based off of that expression. Most of us are reduced to menial labor, and there's nothing wrong with that. It takes humans to make the wheel roll.
For now.
And when the wheel rolls, we all do better. It's who we are. We're a hive. We're just a bigger and more complex hive than bees. Bees aren't full of individuals. Bees are full of bees. The human hive is a hive full of individuals. Every one of them equally able to express themselves through arts and through poetry and through creativity.
And science and math and research.
And labor.
And labor.
And retail. And
but if you like building decks, you're still going to build decks.
Hey, man. There's an art to building decks.
Exactly. And people who are good at it are still going to do it.
I clean cars. There's an art to that. People that clean toilets, there's an art to that. To them, it is an art. It's if it's not an art, you're not taking enough pride in your job. To the people that drive ambulances, to the people that run taxis, to the people that work at the gas station counter, to them, there is an art to their job that the other people don't get. But all of those people, they have a brotherhood with the people that do their job with them. When have you ever been at a party and been with somebody who was like-minded and like-acted to you? They did the similar job to you.
It happens a lot, actually.
Don't you form a quick connection with them because their professional life, their own
You
life
at least have a common ground to discuss.
Is a common ground. It's a common ground we don't get with our spouses. So few of us work with our spouses.
Lucky us.
I would agree. I would agree. One of the things that I love about my spouse is that she does something entirely different than I do. So I get to experience it through her, and she gets to experience what I do through me. It's an exciting thing that we don't all do the same thing. But to those of us who do the same thing, it's a connection between humans. And I got a little ranty there, and I completely lost my place. And if you would like to come back to the show,
absolutely.
Thank you. You're over there typing keys and shit. Being all producerial and shit. It's confusing.
Well, you were going on something, so I was letting it go. Well, bringing it back around to what started this conversation real quick. Syria. Possible peaceful end to the conflict.
Please regale me with this tale, because I would love to hear it and haven't heard it yet.
From the Los Angeles Times, Obama weighs Russia proposal on Syria chemical arsenal. The proposal to place Syria's stockpile under UN control offers President Obama a face-saving solution amid opposition to a U.S. military strike on Syria.
So, the abridged version.
Russians are putting pressure on Syria, being their close allies,
to just give up
all chemical weapons to the UN. Here you go, have them. So if anything else happens, it's a good sign of good faith. And then if anything else happens, then it proves your point that maybe it wasn't the government in the first place.
I'll tell you, that compromise,
not unbelievable.
That is a very reasonable compromise to have put forward. That
from the Russians.
That is a way out. That is a very nice way out. And Russia is Syria's strongest ally. And our weakest ally, but still our ally. They're like our Czechs ally. Because right now...
It's a checks and balance thing still.
I really think that America needs a Czech ally. Not like a Czechoslovakian ally.
Yeah,
but like
checks and balance ally.
Yeah. It's time to me to get to the Fortress America. I hate it. I hate that word. I hate it. But a little Pan-American. It's time to start making America a better place for Americans. And let the rest of the world make its own better rest of the world. Like, America's primary job since the 80s has been to make the rest of the world a better America. Would you agree with that or disagree with that? Because it's a broad statement, and I would like some input on it because it's how I feel. You're the only person in the room.
They have unnecessarily stuck their noses in the world's business time and time again.
America?
Yes.
Okay.
The American government. Not they, America, as in the American people.
The American government. Okay.
Not the American people.
Yeah. We're out there sticking our fingers in everybody's pie.
Time and time again, yes, absolutely.
But we're not paying attention to how our pie tastes. You go to a pie fucking contest, you go to win, not to make everybody else's pie better.
You go there to fuck some pies, baby.
You don't go to make everybody else's pie better. You go to win. Now, while we're out there making everybody else's pie better, our pie is becoming less and less revolutionary. We're telling everybody, oh, just put a little dash of cinnamon here, put a little bit of fucking sugar there. You ever tried honey in your apple pie? Try it. You're gonna love it, Syria. No. Fuck that noise. Make our pie best. That's what we elect them for, is to maintain our superiority. Being the best nation in the world is only good as long as you're the best nation in the world. If another nation should step up and become the best nation in the world, suddenly it sucks that there's a best nation in the world. Wouldn't you agree with that?
I haven't given enough thought in that from that perspective, but I would say so. from a knee-jerk reaction.
Having a winner is only good if you're the winner.
Well, yeah. If everybody's the winner, there's no such thing.
The loser is never like, well, at least somebody won.
You know, and if everybody wins, there's no winners.
Win is the new past tense for winning. Take that,
So,
Charlie Sheen.
The moral of today's story is let's make our pie
The best pie at the
best
pie show.
At the pie show.
Instead of telling everybody else how to make their fucking pie, why don't we just make the best pie? And then they'll look at us and be like, oh, that's leadership by example. That's what we want from the best nation in the fucking world.
These are words to live by.
Aren't they just?
Thank you for joining us on AirWreck Radio for a very special installment. The 18th installment.
18th ranty ass installment.
Well, that's what we get for giving you the whiskey.
Wait until it's time to start voting.
Thank you for joining us on AirWreck Radio. Please check us out on AirWreckRadio.com, the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, the web of any sort.
Email us. I'll send you stuff.
Word.
Thank
you for joining us on AirWreck Radio.
Good night.
Now wouldn't you know it, there goes the phone again. It's probably just another wrong number, but someone tried to sell me something I can't even see. Well, I got the solution, how to deal with this insanity. Just sit down in my easy chair and take a big sip of my sassafras tea.
I'd like to extend a very special thanks to Kevin McLeod, Incompetech.com, freesounds.org, Audacity Software, GIMP graphic editors, all our band friends, our guests tonight, my dear friend Stacy, and all you, our loyal listeners.
It's getting near evening, the sun going down. I guess I should shake a leg, climb in my car and roll downtown. Check out the city lights, all decked out in a tux and a tie. But I'm sitting in my easy chair, taking a sip of my sassafras tea. Now wouldn't you know it, oh, here come my neighbor Jim. He got the willies and the worries on his mind, and the weight of the world putting pressure on his spine. Well, I got the solution,